Okay, you should show. Okay, we are live.
Okay.
It should show. All right.
We're
Well,
live.
welcome everyone. Once again, this is somebody watching YouTube right now? You got YouTube on? All right. Wait, do you have YouTube on?
No.
Is anybody else watching YouTube? Welcome everyone. Once again, because we're getting a some feedback. One second.
No, I don't have nothing on.
Right now, you got you. Okay. All right. I think that's it. All right, there we go. So once again, we're back with U.P.B.C.A. United Professional Barbers and Cosmetologists Association Shop Talk with U.P.B.C.A. We are recording live on YouTube. We will be sharing this video on all of our media outputs, social media outputs, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, or whatever other social media pieces that we have. Of course, we're always excited to be able to bring new information and good information to the public. We do our shop talks with U.P.B.C.A. Every third um, Monday of the month at 6 o'clock. We have different topics that we choose to use. And we'll be today. We're so excited. And also, we want to draw your attention to our website, www.upbca.org. If you want to get any information about United Professional Barbers and Cosmetologists Association, or if you want to um, sign up for membership, you can do that at www.upbca.org. Today, we have an exciting topic for UPBCA Shop Talk, and it's personal health and wellness, a new normal. Our special guests are Linda and Wade Davis from Wade and Me Salon and Barbershop. We're so excited to have them with us today. Wade will be presenting on today, and he's also the vice president of United Professional Barbers and Cosmetologists Association. So at this time, we can just quickly turn it over to Wade. Thank you, brother, for coming and being with us today and sharing this information.
Good evening, everybody out there. All my fellow colleagues in this appearance enhancement business. So glad to have you. If you're on here, if you're listening to me right now, if you're seeing me, just think of how blessed we are just to be here in these difficult times that we are facing. First of all, Mr. Lightfoot told you our topic tonight about a new normal and our personal health and wellness. Not only our personal health and wellness, but also our business health and wellness. We want to touch on a few topics tonight. I don't want to hold you long. Me and the wife don't want to hold you long. U.P.B.C.A. We don't want to hold you long tonight. Now, remember, this is called Shop Talk with U.P.B.C.A. That means that we are encouraging conversation. We are encouraging questions on tonight. We are encouraging that you talk to us too. If you have anything that's valuable that you want to share with us on tonight, because it's about each one teaching one, especially in these difficult times. Okay. I want to thank Mr. Lightfoot, the president of the U.P.B.C.A., as well as my board members, my fellow colleagues on the board, Ms. Erica, Ms. Aaron, Andre Morrison, DJ Robinson. Who else am I missing, Willie?
We got Lauren Minter. We got Johnny Scott.
Johnny Scott. Johnny Scott. Wow, what a board. What a board. A lot of experience there. I want to thank you guys for letting me be the host tonight. Now, listen, I know that I'm the host of this thing, but I'm just going to facilitate this tonight. I'm just going to facilitate this. I'm going to encourage it and just try to keep this thing rolling. Just for a personal introduction, my name is Wade Davis. as Mr. Lightfoot said, salon owner, barber master, born and raised right here in Rochester. So many times people ask me how long I've been in this business, and I like to share with everybody that I've been in this business as long as I've been born. I heard it said that my mother was doing hair in the kitchen when she was going in labor with me. So I like to tell everybody that I was born into this thing. I have a wealth of siblings that do hair. We have relatives that do hair. So this is kind of like a family business to me. We've always had a shop. Couple of different hats I wear. Salon owner, licensed barber, instructor at REOC, which is something that I'm really proud of. I got my barber tag name from my instructor experience. I call myself Wade the Barber Master. And I know people have asked me, why do you say the barber master instead of the master barber? Well, I've turned out quite a few barbers that came up under me in terms of in the classroom, in terms of apprenticeship. So I like to call myself the barber master, you know, like the old Chinese karate master. That's me. That's me right here in this barbering thing. I've had an opportunity through my affiliation with the Major League Barber Association to promote some shows, have an opportunity to do some platform artist work, amongst other things. But in all of that, I am really proud of the fact that I am the vice president of a wonderful organization called the U.P.B.C.A, United Professional Barbers and Cosmetologists Association. Because I believe that we are really going to be trying to make a difference. We're really going to be making a difference, not only for our New York State barbers, cosmetologists, and all appearance enhancement professionals, but I think this thing is going to go international, global. We're expecting that. We're prepared for that. We're structured for that. So the work that the U.P.B.C.A is doing is something that probably will stand the test of time, as people like to say. And I think that what we're doing, our mission, our vision about being educational, being advocates, I think that's going to really help our profession in the long run. So I'm so proud to be a part of that. Now, so on tonight, let me get away from that. You know me now. On tonight, as Mr. Lightfoot said, we have a wonderful guest tonight, Ms. Linda Davis, LMT. She'll explain a little more about herself. And, you know, for those that don't know what LMT means, she'll let you know that. She'll come in with her segment, some very valuable information that we can use for our personal health. But she is very knowledgeable because she is the co-owner with the salon with me as husband and wife. And she has learned quite a bit about business and especially about this business. Okay, so she'll come in here a little later. And then I have something that I want to share with you as we travel our way through this coronavirus season. As you know, we had a few survey questions that Mr. Lightfoot will be presenting before we really get into any discussion on the topic and on the theme of tonight. Okay, great to see you. Thank you for coming in, Mr. Rich. Mr. Johnson, thank you for coming in, brother. And anybody else that I don't see at this time. Mr. Lightfoot is going to put up a couple of questions. I hope that you would take a few moments and to...
Can you see him, Erica? Can you see the poll? Rich, can you guys see the poll? There's 3 questions. You got to scroll down to see all 3. And if you would just take the time, if you don't mind, please, sir, please, ma'am, just to fill out those 3 questions.
As
5 on the call, there'll probably only be 4 of you that will be able to see them. Andre's coming in now. We'll give him time, so he'll be able to see them as well.
Okay.
Welcome, Andre. Peace. Give him some time for his audio to connect there.
Okay.
Andre, if you can see the poll on your screen, We're asking individuals to answer the poll questions, if you would, please, sir. There should be 3 questions on your screen. And I'll just read them off so you guys, for those who may be listening later on YouTube, the questions are, what does the term new normal mean to you? The second question is, are you a licensed professional? And the third question is, how many years have you been a licensed professional? So if everyone, I think I have 4 out of 6, 2 of us, me and Wade, cannot answer as we are host and co-host. And we have 7 on the call. So Mr. Andre, I know you just joined us. Are you able to see the questions, the poll? All right, see if you can answer those real quick. My brother will give you a few minutes. You have? Okay, awesome. All right, I'm gonna end the poll and I'm going to share the results. Just, can you see those results, ladies and gentlemen?
Yep.
All right, so we have majority ones said that things are different. That's what they mean. It means to them. Everyone, majority are licensed, and majority of folks have been licensed anywhere between 4. We got 1 4 to 10 years, 1 10 to 20 years, and 2 20 years or more.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna stop
Okay.
sharing and turn it back over to you, Mr. Davis.
Okay, then. So that's great. That's great. 4 to 10 years, 10 to 20 years. There's a lot of experience on here. There's a lot of experience on here, and hopefully in the future, we'll have some more of our younger barbers on here. Hopefully, we'll take some of the stuff that we learned in some of these barbershop talks back to some of our independent contractors, back to some of our younger barbers. Let's be the mentors that we're called to be with all this experience that we have, right? Everybody agree with me? Let's make sure that we share some of the things. 100% licensed professionals. That's one of our requirements to be a member of the U.P.B.C.A. I think that's a major requirement if you're going to work in this field. If you're going to work in this field, you want to be a licensed professional. We encourage everybody, get your license. One of the things that I didn't mention that I do, I am a New York State examiner under our supervisor, Mr. Lightfoot, who runs the New York State examining spot in Rochester. We have 4 spots, and we are very blessed to have a spot right here in Rochester. Now, the topic of the day, it is different. Everybody said things are different, 100%. And that's where I want to start at. This coronavirus thing has taken us for a loop. One of the things that I've told my barbers over the years, my barber student, Mrs. Brown can attest to that, as she is a past student of the class. I've always thought that nothing could shut down the appearance enhancement field. I've always thought that, especially in terms of technology. I said that I don't know anybody that's going to put their head in a machine and let a robot or a machine get them a haircut. So I was like, we good. We are good. But you know what? Eyes have not seen and ears have not heard. That's what I heard it said. And we have been shut down. And it's been rough. It's been rough in so many ways. I don't have to tell you. You're going to tell me here in a few minutes some of the things that you've been going through, some of your experiences, and how you're faring. Okay, Mr. Lightfoot. So, if anybody want to expound on it, a new normal, things are different. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what is different. Let's talk about some of the obvious things that are different. And please, don't waste no time chiming in. You can come in anytime. Anybody would like to speak? Mr. Johnson. Yes, sir.
First, it was kind of unique for me because I got into the profession, by my father and my brother, and I just thought it was a profession that wasn't, there was, then we came to those years where they were saying it was going to be a recession. And they were saying barbers was recession proof. And so I thought I was in a good career, and then COVID hit, and I'm still not back to work. I'm still, the shop that I'm at, the owner is still deciding when to open. He wanted to take his time. We were supposed to be moving, making a big move into Grease Ridge Mall, and so a lot of things. So what I did was, so the new normal for me was basically communicating more outside of the shop to my customers. Usually it was I was communicating with them um, via text or phone call during the appointment process. But I had to figure out, to keep them updated. Um, the new normal for me has been communication. I've also started because we haven't been open for since the phase 2. Right now, the phone calls I'm getting now, I've been recommending barbers because I just felt on a professional level that I don't need to like hold my customers from getting a haircut or anything like that. And I
Mm.
just explained my situation. I explained that I would let them know when I'm back in the shop, and hopefully they'll come back. Um, because the barbers I'm recommending, I know they're good barbers. So, but I have a different sight about it because I moved back to Rochester from Albany when I first got my license. I had my license. I was holding my license for I held my license for 2 years. I moved back to Rochester, so I left everything in Albany. I left my whole clientele base in Albany, and I built it back up um, to be a successful barber, earning a living. So my viewpoint is kind of different when I'm talking about recommending another barber
Mm.
to my customers. Other barbers might not think that way.
Mhm.
It's just, but I have confidence enough in business to build it back up if that's what needs to happen.
Mhm. And I think that, Mr. Johnson, that you are very correct in saying that our communication has changed in this coronavirus season. I think that communication is probably top priority, not only with us, but with those that are sending down the requirements from the governor's office on down to our city's officials. Communication is important, whether it has to deal with tracing, whether it has to deal with educating our clients on safety measures and things that we're dealing with at this moment. So communication is definitely key. I think that you recommending your clients and looking out for their welfare, which we as professionals, barbers, and the relationship that we have built over the years with our clients, I think that's very commendable of you, Rich. Very commendable of you, and hats off to you, brother. Hats off to you because people still have to be serviced. And if you're in a flux right now with the shop, you guys are moving, and we pray that your move will be successful once you guys decide to open back up. But I think that looking out for your clients is something that it should be commended. Should definitely be commended. Do I have anybody else that want to talk about this new normal? Because there are some things, and I want y'all to talk about some of the things that we are doing differently in terms of whether it's with products, whether it's with process, you know what I'm saying, sanitation wise, some of the things, some of you that are open now, some of you that are working, if you would chime in on how you're dealing with those things, how it's affecting you financially, physically, is it stressing you out? You know what I'm saying? Let's talk. We got Miss Linda LMT here. She's gonna tell us how to alleviate some of those stressful moments that we might be feeling because of all the things that we're dealing with. So, I mean, how do you feel about disposable case? How do you feel about having to wipe the chair off every day? How do you feel about having to take temperatures and having to get the proper documents filled out? All these things. Time right in, and I'll share some of my stuff in terms of how I'm dealing with it. I found it to be, while you getting your questions together, while you getting your responses together, I'll speak a little bit to it. I found that with all the stuff that we have to do that has been placed on us in terms of our responsibility in this coronavirus season. I look at it two ways, but I say it's a good thing. Really, I say it's a good thing. And I know the term "a new normal" is out there, and we have gotten accustomed to it. But I think this coronavirus season has brought us back to what we should be doing as licensed professionals. Somebody, somebody has something to say? Yeah. So I feel like the coronavirus season has brought us back to the basics, has brought us back to what we as professionals should be doing anyway. Okay. Of course, wiping down the chairs, using disposable capes, those type of things, those are specific to stopping this virus. Wearing of the mask. I know that's been a problem with everybody. It's hard to breathe. It's hard to work around the strap. I don't know how many masks I done cut the strap off of the ear and had to give out another one because it's, it is an obstacle that has been placed on us. But for some way, we have to find out how we can get around working around all these strict restrictions that we have on us. Okay. But I will say this, I think that they are very important in terms of making our clients feel safe. Making our clients feel safe. I think that it is a must that we must do the things that's necessary that they can see. I let them see me wiping down the chair, right? I make sure that we taking temperatures and getting the waiver form signed. I make sure that it's not too many people in the shop. That's new. That's new. Somebody should speak to that because if you notice, going by appointments only and not being able to really have walk-ins, it has really hurt some barbers, some stylists, some nail techs, some possibly massage therapists. I don't know. They're a little more. They go by appointment, so they're a little. They have a little more leeway with their schedule. But I've noticed with my barbers, because we have to go by appointments, and these guys are not as established as some of us. It has really affected them. I find them sitting a little more than normal. They're sitting a little more than normal, so I think that has affected everybody's pocket. Yes, sir, Mr. Lightfoot.
I think this is good that we're talking about this because, as you say, the new normal, it is difficult. It is a lot on your mind, your body, because we're taking a lot. We have to do a lot of extra things, and one of those is testing. And I know for myself, I've been tested twice so far.
Mm-hmm.
I think the 2 weeks is a little extreme. Personally, that's just my own personal opinion. I know there's a recommendation from the governor to be tested. It's not mandated that barbers are tested, but it's recommended. And I am really trying to enforce that recommendation in my shop because I think it's important, especially when it comes to liability process. At the end of the day, if you know that you yourself and your barbers are tested negative, then it helps in kind of figuring out where you got it from, or if you got it and if it came in your shop. You know what I mean? Because I know for me, we're doing the temperature. I make everybody I put hand sanitizer on as soon as they come through the door. And then, of course, everyone has to have a mask on. You have to be appointment only. You have to wait in your car, no waiting in the shop. We're doing temperature checks. And we're also doing contact tracing because, I have them writing down who they're seeing, what barber they're seeing and their phone number so we can contact them in the event that someone does get sick. But I think, we have to consider the liability around, being active and involved and God forbid somebody is to come sick. So the testing part I find is to me is the most difficult in trying to get people to comply, barbers to comply with getting because it's not mandated, they don't have to do it.
Right.
So technically they, they can push back and say, well, it's not really mandated. So, I don't want to go. And, the test is not a very comfortable thing anyway. You know what I'm saying? And so, I find that that's the most challenging. The customers, I think they tend to like the scheduling piece.
Yes.
It's more personable. They get in, it's their time. I'm finding that they right through the door, they're looking for the change. They're looking for you to be wiping things down. They're
Right.
looking for the mask. They're looking for temperature check. They want, it's almost like they want, I thought it would be more pushback, but actually, as I'm seeing, in my shop, that the customers, I think they appreciate the fact that we're taking their wellness under consideration.
Mm-hmm.
I think the testing piece is the piece that I think is the most challenging.
And I think, and you're right about it, because I done had to test a couple of times, and believe me, the second time it was a little rougher. I think I rode around for 10 minutes before I rode up in there for my appointment, because I had a little anxiety about it. I'm like, hold up, they might be putting something in me and all that. I don't know where I was going that day, but I did it, and I think it's safe for me to say that U.P.B.C.A. we encourage everybody, to go out there and get tested. I mean, that's what they mandated for us. Well, it's not mandated, as Mr. Leiper said, but they recommend that we do that. So we want to encourage everybody to make sure that you get out there and that you get tested. Okay. So right there, with all the restrictions, it's only for our health. It's only for the health of you as well as the health of your customer, your client or your customer. And that's important because, in my 7 years of teaching, that's one of the things that they say. We are responsible for the health of our clients. They don't know who was in the shop before. They don't know if you sprayed down your stuff. They don't know if you wiped your chair. I mean, we're trying to protect our business too, because not only are we concerned about our personal health, but we're concerned about the health of our business, right? You get a bad name out there, you mess up your brand, they ain't doing nothing over there about COVID. Man, that's just like it used to be. You go up in there and ba-da-da and ba-da-da. So, you don't want that. You really don't want that. You don't want that image to tear your business down. So we want to make sure that we be on top of everything in terms of the COVID. Now, but let me ask anybody, financially, how are you dealing with the extra financial strain, and are your clients responding favorably or unfavorably? Let's just quickly talk about our financial health in terms of this coronavirus season.
I was just speaking for my shop. All of my barbers received unemployment, and
Okay.
so they all received it throughout the time. And the ones who didn't get it immediately got retro money. They got a big check later down. So as far as the customers are concerned, we went up a little bit on our prices after COVID. Due to, first of all, the fact that barbers' price has been the same for 50 years. You know what I mean? And I felt like that needed to change. And especially with all the new materials and things that we have to purchase and buy as a result to make everyone safe. Because I don't charge for masks in my shop. I give them away. And of course, the county gave us some free supplies. So I've been trying to give away as much of the free stuff as I possibly can. But even after that's done, I'm planning to continue to give masks away at my shop. Even if they're not getting a haircut, like if they walk in and they're just a person walking down the street and they don't have a mask, I'm trying to make sure that we encourage people to wear masks. So there's some expense to that. We went up, and I found that the customers are like paying more than what we're even charging, and I don't know if that'll last, but I know right now that's what's happening. And I'm finding I don't have to work as hard as I did before, to make the same amount of money. And even with your back hurt, your feet hurt, and and you only got a few dollars, worked all day. You know what I mean? And so now the customers, I'm finding they're tipping better, they're tipping more, and they seem to be embracing it. It hasn't been an issue.
Mm. And I think that tipping more and paying more, Mr. Lightfoot, I think that is a direct result of the COVID-19 because they say absence makes the heart grow fonder. And I think that there's a new appreciation between us and our clients. We appreciate them more, and they definitely appreciate us more. So you mentioned that you raised your prices up. I've raised my prices some, and I go to quite a few hair shows, and there's a movement amongst the barbers to make a 20% raise every June or July or something of that nature every year, a 20% raise. And this right now with this coronavirus, this was I hate to say a perfect opportunity, but if you had any doubts about raising your prices, because we are a little bit behind in our prices compared to other places. I know we have to take our geographical location into consideration and what's going on. We're not a metropolitan city, so our prices can't be like Atlanta, but I think that we do deserve a little more, and you should definitely, if you haven't raised your prices, I think that you should raise your prices. Mr. Johnson.
I was just gonna say, definitely like what I try with the group I have on Facebook. We there's a couple of barbers that talk about pricing, and there's a couple of my old students, and I used to teach at Sharp Edges that don't really cut anymore because the prices where they were at were too low, so they couldn't make the money that they thought they were gonna make.
Mm-hmm.
And so these conversations happen, but I think it's with the city. I think it's a mindset change because growing up, I know I always valued the fact that Rochester, I think it's I think square miles or something like that, is the third largest city in New York State. So
Yes.
metropolitan isn't big, but we're the third biggest out of New York City and Buffalo. So I think it's a mindset change, and a lot of barbers from teaching I've learned a lot of young barbers don't have this mindset that we could that we should be able to go up on prices. I think it's because they're like creating a ceiling for themselves somehow, that people aren't going to drive to them, or social media has changed it. Um, Social media had just started when I got my license, so I wasn't really on there at first. But I know other barbers like Willie, Andre, saying y'all was doing things before social media. So
Mm-hmm.
I think that helps them advertise more. But now they got to learn how to advertise to people in Rochester, because you can send something out there and it can go all the way to Canada, and so you're never going to get that person coming to Rochester, but he's going
Mm-hmm.
to see your stuff all the time. So I think that business component needs to happen now. Learning how to advertise with this new technology that these young people have, because they're doing the videos and they're doing the pictures, and I think they just need like direction on where to put it at.
Okay.
Just want to
Okay.
say the comment. Yeah.
I think that there was some very viable comments there, Mr. Johnson, and thank you for that. We've talked about all we have to do for the coronavirus season, so that deals with our personal health. We've talked about the appointment thing and how our financial health. Excuse me, I'm sorry, and how our financial health is being affected. And we are so lucky to have Miss Davis on tonight, and I don't want to have her sitting around and hold her too long, because I do have another little piece that I will present once we get ready close to closing out, a little slide presentation that was presented to me that I want to share with you guys and you ladies. Miss Davis. Are you prepared to come in and just give us a few nuggets? Now you're going to introduce yourself. I'm asking you to introduce yourself. Please feel free to speak on anything that you would like to speak on. It's been stressful, Miss Davis. It's been stressful in this coronavirus season. There's some anxiety going on, and we just need some things from you that may help us as we navigate this new future.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Yes, Linda Davis, better known as Wade's wife. Most people call me Wade's wife. But I am a New York State licensed massage therapist. I have been for 15 years. I am also a community health educator, and I am a certified stress management consultant. So today I just want to share some very simple but effective strategies to manage your stress. Things that you can do at home because we're spending a lot of time at home. You know, we're not going to, a lot of parties. We're not going to, the events that the city has. I mean, we're spending a lot of time at home. So we have to learn how to do self-care at home. Um, so there's a lot of different strategies that you can use for self-care. Everybody is different. Everybody has to find their own um, strategies for peace, because that's what you're looking for. You're looking for peace. And so today I'm just going to share some of the things that I did, especially since March, that brought me a lot of peace, a lot of calm. Okay. Um, I want to say that I was listening to one of the infectious disease experts. And one of the things that he said was that um, this thing's going to be around for a couple years. And the best thing that we can do, because he said we're all probably going to get exposed to it. So you need to prepare yourself, be healthy, mind, body, and spirit to help your body fight the virus if you contract it. So the holistic strategies that I use are mind, body, and spirit strategies. Okay. So let me start with some of the things that I do. Now, of course, I'm a massage therapist. And of course, nobody was able to get a massage during the COVID. But there are things that you can do at home, like self-massage, to help you relieve stress and tension. So I want to have everybody do this. One of the most common places to have stress is in your shoulders. Everybody agree? You get that tension right in here? Okay, I'm gonna give you something real quick, real easy. It'll take just a few seconds and you can feel the stress leave. Just bring your shoulders up. Bring your shoulders up. Now let them down slowly. Let's do it again. Bring them up and release. Now notice the tension in here and then notice how you feel after you release. Let's do it once more and release. Real quick, real simple, release tension right in here, okay? The other thing, this is the tennis ball. Wade is a former tennis player, so I have tennis balls laying around. This could be your friend during quarantine or during the COVID. So if you take a tennis ball, put it in the area where you're having tension, especially low back. Put the ball right there and lean against the wall and lean into the ball. It will relieve tension and it will relieve pain. Just roll it against the wall and it'll relieve tension and pain. Anywhere you're feeling that tension, especially in that back area, between the shoulder blades, just put it on the wall and just roll. Roll your body to the left, to the right, up and down. That way you're hitting every part of the muscle. Okay, so tennis ball could be your friend during COVID. It will help relieve pain and it will relieve muscle tension as well. So that's all I want to talk about as far as massage, but I am available to help with self-massage techniques. I will do a virtual. You'll have my contact information and I'll work with anybody to help them learn self-massage techniques, okay? The other thing is, and Wade can attest to this, I burned a lot of candles. So the low light in a candle is picked up by your sight and it goes to the brain and it says, relax. That's why people burn a lot of candles. It actually is the low light in the flame. So you burn the candle, the low light sends a signal to your brain and it says, relax, be calm, okay? And it brings you peace. And then you get the added benefit of a scent, and the scent of your choosing, whatever makes you happy. It may be relaxing, it may be uplifting. You choose the scent. Some people like fruity scents, some like warm scents. You choose the scent. So you get the added benefit of the scent along with the effect that the low light has. So burn candles, get lit. Okay. The other thing that is real important that we do every day is bathe. Sometimes your bath time is your only me time. Okay? Sometimes it's your only me time. It's your only time to get away from the kids sometimes. Go in the bathroom, lock the door, away from your spouse, lock that door, just stay in that bathtub, turn it into a spa. Use soaps and body washes and scrubs that contain essential oils. That way the essential oils, you get the added health benefit of lavender that relaxes you, or citrus that kind of uplift your mood, whatever it is that you need. Okay, so buy products that have essential oils in it and they have that added benefit, and turn your bath time into me time. Really pamper yourself. It's really important. And then the last thing that I want to share is I'm never without my tea. Tea is very relaxing, it's very calming. Tea is made from leaves. They're plants that God created, and they have wonderful health benefits. If you need to be calm, if you need to be relaxed, they detox, they hydrate. Drink tea. It's very, very healthy for us. Okay, so those are the 4 things that I wanted to share. If you have some questions, I'll answer questions. But yeah, we just want to do some self-care with some simple things right at home.
I will say thank you for that presentation. But I will say this while people are getting their questions together. I love the exercises that you gave us, even just those 2. And I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, as you always tell me, because you always getting on me, because she said, I just keep going. I don't take no breaks. You know, I'm in the shop 24/7. I'm behind the chair. I'm just rolling, one after the other. But what I found out since we've been back is I'm putting in my hour. I'm taking an hour for lunch. I'm not going to be eating on the fly no more. And I thought that might be a wonderful time for me to do some of those exercises that you're talking about, because I know we have the shock mats and things that need, but you know, this is a hard business. We stand on our feet a lot. And I'm so glad you gave us that lower back pain, because we stand on our feet a lot and we need that relief from our lower back. Because standing on your back, you're doing, you know, 10, 15, 20 heads on a Saturday. You know, I need that hour to go to the bathroom. Well, I can't go to the bathroom and lock it down in the shop, but I need to go somewhere and do some of those things that you said so that I can make it to the end of the day. So I'm so glad that you gave us that. I am familiar with your scent. I mean, I done took enough lavender from you for my towels, so I know the benefit of the scent. Hey, that's it, yo. Hey, y'all put some lavender in your towels when you get ready to do the shave, or you just want to wipe your client face off or something like that, yo. Man, it'll hook them every time. So I do it. You know what I'm saying? I got to buy me some because I think I done took all I can. You know, now it's going to be obvious. Stress management, I think that is very important, and especially in these stressful times. You know, as they get ready to come back to, you got to pay that rent. You know, they're about to cut off the unemployment thing for people. It's going to really get stressful. You thought it was stressful during Corona. Corona actually was a blessing for us, right? We got a chance to get the rest. we had an opportunity to take care of some things that we didn't take care of or we've been procrastinating on. We had an opportunity to get our relationships together, right? Coronavirus hasn't been all that bad. I mean, some people get more money than they done got. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, everybody's not as established as Andre, Rich, Willie, and myself, and anybody else, DeAndre. They're not as established, and they wasn't getting that money like that, right? So this has been a blessing in so many ways, and I think that we need to take some of the things that we've learned in this coronavirus season and to continue to utilize them and continue to stay abreast of all the changes and use them to our benefit. Okay.
Yep, you got a hand up.
Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. And who is that hand? Who is that, Mr. Lightfoot?
Erica.
Okay. Oh, go ahead, Erica.
Hello, Ms. Davis. You mentioned about drinking tea. What do you recommend? Because I recently just purchased some green tea with jasmine. Is there a certain type that you think would be best? I know the original black tea, but you know, like I said, I just bought. I usually do green tea, but I just seen some with jasmine, and I thought that might be, you know, something that I might want to try. So, how do you feel about that?
So, what's your intent? When you drink the tea, what's your intent? Is it just for taste?
For taste and for, I like the green tea because it's supposed to be good at antioxidants and also it's supposed to help with weight loss. So that's what my two concerns are. And then this being calm.
Yeah, it's not going to help much with the calm, but definitely as an antioxidant and weight loss. It can help, but it's not going to help much with calm. You want to get more of a herbal tea like lavender or chamomile if you want it to be calming.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Do I have any more questions?
I wanted to share one more thing too.
Oh, go ahead. Go ahead. You got plenty of time.
Yep. I wanted to share how important it is to breathe. Even if you take a minute to take one deep breath, it'll make a world of difference. When you inhale, you're sending fresh oxygen and nutrient to every part of your body. And it will relieve stress, it will relieve tension, but it's intentional. Self-care is intentional. Meaning your goal is to relax, your goal is to relieve stress. So you got to really focus, not take a breath like, you got to really step away from that chair and really inhale and exhale. It will make a world of difference. I've been doing it at our church meetings. Now they welcome it. You know how intense some church meetings can get. If it worked with them church folks, I know it can work with y'all. So stop and take a breath. Just inhale real deeply. 3 nice inhales. Let's do it. Okay. Inhale. Exhale. 2, 3. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Yeah.
Wow.
That feels good, right?
It's amazing. It's amazing.
That feels good.
Amazing.
We need to do more of that.
Now,
Wade gave me a lot of practice.
I'm gonna give you an opportunity to bring me back up because now my wife is a stickler for, cleanliness, doing things the right way. And I'm gonna give you an opportunity right now, Ms. Davis. I'm gonna give you an opportunity right now since you have seen me back in the shop. And I want you to be honest too. Don't worry about it. I ain't gonna get mad. What I'm not doing that you told me to do that I need to improve on, because I found out that as all these years of experience, what you gain with experience, you also gain some stubbornness. You also gain some habits that's hard to break and things of that nature. What are some of the things, and I'm serious, some of the things that you would like to see me do that I haven't done, you know, and I'm giving you an opportunity to put me out there on the street, you know, in terms of my COVID actions in terms of the shop, you know. Go ahead, Ms. Davis.
I've actually been pleasantly surprised. I did not think you would do as well as you're doing. You know, with the temperature taking, trying to limit the number of clients in the shop, you've been doing pretty good. I think that planning is one of the biggest things that cause, or not planning, causes stress. You have to plan your life. You have to have some kind of structure around your life, and it will relieve stress. So if you have a schedule for your client, schedule, and that phone off, Wade, that's so
I
stressful.
got you. I got
So I think planning is what you struggle with. And it's important that everybody plan. I plan everything. I plan my entire day. I plan my week. I plan when I'm going to do social media. I limit myself to an hour. I plan to, I don't know about any of you, I don't know if any of you on the Susu. Anybody on the Susu? But we'll talk about that later. But, and Wade can talk to you about that. But it is, you know, things are become addicting because things are on social media. And you find yourself on there all the time. You have to structure yourself. You have to structure it. So I have an hour that I'm going to study the Bible. I have scheduled my lunchtime. I have scheduled my breakfast. Scheduling and planning is really important. If you can do that, 90% of your stress is gone. Just planning your life and having some discipline and sticking to it. And I think, Wade, that's where you struggle with planning. You just kind of like, you know, just kind of freestyle it. And yeah, you just have to have some structure and do some planning. It will relieve a lot of stress. Get up every day with some intent. What is your intent today? To service my clients, to go shopping, to prepare a meal, to watch a television show. It should all be planned. Everything that you do should be planned, and it will relieve some stress for you.
You got to unmute yourself. Wait. You got to unmute yourself.
Erica said definitely planning. Good. That's good advice for all of us from Willie and Verda. She's like 3 thumbs up. You know what I'm saying? So, okay. So I got to do better with my planning. And you know what? And I can rarely admit that. I'm not one of them guys that can't admit it. I can admit it with y'all. And we was in a little heated discussion. I'll be like, yeah, I planned. You know,
I'm there too, bro.
You there? You there? But see, that's what COVID has done. That's what COVID has done, and that's what my slide presentation is all about. You know what I'm saying? So let's get us prepared for that, Mr. Lightfoot.
Okay.
I don't want to hold him too much longer.
Can everybody see that? Okay.
All right. So we talked about doing all the necessary things so our clients will feel comfortable. We talked about planning. We talked about making sure that we are on point in terms of our business. The first slide says characteristics of professionalism. And it is very important that we continue to be professional in this business. So many people treat our business, this appearance enhancement business, as a hustle, I like to say. And they have felt the effects during the coronavirus season, whether they didn't get the money or their paperwork wasn't right, they wasn't right with the landlord. Something could have been off. And I think that is imperative. What coronavirus and all these restrictions and all the things that are going on is bringing us back to being more professional about what we love to do. It says professionalism is more than putting on a suit and managing an agenda. It is a mindset. Somebody talked about a mindset. I think you talked about a mindset, Ms. Davis, that shows in every aspect of business. Now, I don't care if you're in the Uber driving business, or any business where you're making money and you're working for yourself, that's a business. If you weren't born with the characteristics of professionalism inherent in your DNA, they can be learned and improved upon. And I think I've been blessed in the sense that, as I told you in the beginning, I've always been around a salon. I've always, since I can remember, my parents had a salon. I never worked at McDonald's. I didn't do the paper route. Professionalism is very important, and it can be learned. But we must admit to ourselves our shortcomings when it comes to our professionalism. We must take an honest look at ourselves and make sure that we do all that we can to improve on our professionalism. Mr. Second slide, Mr. Attitude. Oh my gosh. I wish I had some of our younger guys and younger ladies and younger professionals on here. It says attitude is a key characteristic of professionalism. A positive attitude not only gives the appearance of being a professional, it also greatly increases the chances of success. Coupled with a calm demeanor, the right attitude can get you closer to your business goals in less time. Now, how many can attest to that? I can't see you because we're here on the screen, but I know I see everybody got 2 hands raised up, because attitude determines your altitude, I heard it said. So let's keep a positive attitude. I know we don't want to do all the things that are required of us in this coronavirus season, but it's a necessary evil per se. We have to do it. We have to have a good attitude about it, because the attitude that we portray is the attitude that our customers feel or our clients feel. It's the attitude that our coworkers feel in the shop. You know what I mean? We got to have a positive attitude. Let's go to our next, Mr. Lightfoot. Appearance. While there are jobs that do not require business wardrobe in the traditional sense, which is ours, appearance counts. Clean clothing that reflects the style of the wearer and represents the business in a positive way is another characteristic of professionalism. If the person representing the business fails to uphold a professional standard, this could cost the business income that would otherwise have been gained. And I mean, I can't stress this enough, and we all know it. I know a couple of shops. I'll just call out one, the Gentleman Barbershop. I mean, I was so impressed. I went in this barbershop. It's Caucasian owned. They do a great job. They used to be out down there on Court Street area, but I think they moved. Everybody was tied up, little vest on. They had the jeans, stuff like that. But just the appearance of being together and dressed nice. I've told so many of my students, about this, about your attitude and your appearance. Your appearance is very important. If your hair ain't combed, and you got to do mine, you see what I'm saying? So, I mean, we don't want to look like a mechanic and we're barbers or we're stylists or we're nail, you don't want your hands to have grease on it and you talking about you a nail tech, okay? So our appearance is very important. I'll go to the next, Mr. Lightfoot. Behaviors. Courteous manners matter. People who practice courtesy remain calm in spite of anxious surroundings and use appropriate language to exhibit professional characteristics. They behave as professionals and are therefore believed to be professionals. And I think that this is one of the things, and this is not a boast or anything like that, but I've prided myself and I've learned a lot. I can mention Mr. William Hood. I've learned a lot from him, just about the atmosphere of the shop and how important it is to keep the cussing down. You know, I've been in a few shops and the attitude or the behaviors in the shop can make a big difference on if grandma gonna bring her two grandsons back again, or you know, or is the mother gonna send her son up to your shop by himself? You know, we have to exhibit some great behaviors if we plan on being successful in anything we do. This slide presentation is not only good for our business, but it's good for just any business, really. So I hope the people that's out here in the virtual world watching us right now take some of this information and apply it to your own business and watch how you will be successful. Vocabulary. A good vocabulary is another characteristic of professionalism. It isn't the use of big words, it's the use of the right words. Man, I could tell a couple of preachers that. Professionals can convey their intended message in a way others understand it, because many professionals tend to be leaders. Vocabulary and communication are important. There you go, Mr. Johnson. Communication. Vocabulary and communication are very important. We can't stress it enough. We can't stress it enough. You know, be conscious of who is in your shop, especially at this time. I mean, we're really under a microscope now because there's not all those distractions in the shop now. People are really watching what you're doing because they are there with you, and there's not too many other people around. Your mindset. Mindset for professionals who succeed, it is all in their head. You got to see it. Succeeding as a professional requires the right mindset, the ability to focus on the task at hand and to see the whole picture as well as the bit parts. And most importantly, to seek success as an obvious, totally expected income. I mean, if you can't see yourself achieving, and you know, you have to believe that you're going to be able to do what it is that you need to do. Okay? It's just like when we cut hair or when we do this hairstyle. I mean, if you can't see the finished thing in the beginning, that's the third eye. I call that the third eye. You can see what it is that you need to do. It's already in your face. All you got to do is do the manipulations, the bending, the molding, and all of that. Okay, next one, Mr. Lightfoot. Yes, obstacles. While money and education can be obstacles in succeeding as a professional, they aren't the biggest ones. The biggest obstacle many people face in reaching professionalism is learning to see themselves as professionals. If you do not see yourself as a professional, no one else will either. And that is self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. Don't become an obstacle to yourself. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. Some good barber ethics. And I want to thank, I'll just take a shout out right here. I want to thank my colleague, Mr. Jonathan Perkins, who kind of shared this information with me. I think it's some valuable information. I'm glad that it's being recorded and that you have access to this. It says, good barber ethics. Good ethical conduct deals with the rules and standards for conduct and practice in the barbershop. The way barbers treat their customer builds a good relationship between the barbershop and the barbers. These good ethics include the following. Open the barbershop on time. How many times I don't know how many clients I have that came because their barber might not have been open or this guy is unpredictable. I pride myself on being at that shop at 8 o'clock or being there at 7 o'clock on Saturday. I used to try to beat my man on Child Life, Mr. Dixon, because I know Mr. Dixon started early. I used to be going to my shop and Mr. Dixon wasn't open, so I knew I was on point, okay? Open your shop on time. And now that we have an opportunity to go by appointments and it's kind of mandated, there's no way we should be late. There's no way we should be late. Open your barbershop on time. Giving courteous and friendly service. A no-brainer. Showing no favoritism between customers. Now, we fall into this sometimes. This customer, he pay you a little bit more money, right? Or this is your man, y'all been friends for, but when it comes to business, when it comes to handling your business and running your business, we have to be show no favoritism to nobody. We really just got to be about business. And then our personal friendships and stuff, that's to the side. Showing respect for feelings and rights of others. I say this it speaks to everybody, but in the shop at this time, showing respect and feelings and rights of others, we need to do that with our colleagues in the shop. You know what I'm saying? Because we can't really, like, one of the criteria is not having a whole bunch of people in the shop during this coronavirus season just sitting around. So that means we have to have what Ms. Davis was talking about, planning. We have to schedule. We might have to stagger our clients or whatever the case may be. But some kind of way we have to show respect and feelings and the rights of each other and work that thing out so that we'll be in compliance with what it is we need to do. Fulfill your duties to the best of your abilities. Setting examples of good conduct and behavior. Now, I know I have a lot of young men, a lot of kids that come to my shop, and I'm Uncle Wade, and you know they kind of watching you, and we gotta always be on our best behavior, and because people are watching, you never know who it is that you're influencing. Be loyal to other barbers. Another one. Make sure you be loyal. Mr. Lightfoot, I like what you do with your barbers with the yearly picnic thing and the monthly or quarterly meetings that you have. I think that is great, and I think that's something that we should all be looking at. Practicing good sanitary techniques. It's necessary. It's necessary. Sometimes we could fall away from that in our busy schedules, but we got to make sure that we follow the necessary sanitary techniques. I've even got the 3 containers, the dirty, clean, blood spill. You know, I don't put a lot of the things that I've been teaching, I don't put them back into play. Because here I am, the instructor, here I am, a member of the U.P.B.C.A., and I need to show forth and do the things that's necessary so that those who are watching, and I'll be a good example, and my conduct is a good example. Practice good personal hygiene and personal appearance, as Ms. Davis said. Use courtesy when answering the telephone and limit cell phone usage. Sometimes, you know, I get so stressed. I'm glad she gave us those stress techniques, stress reducing techniques, because sometimes when I answer the phone or somebody gonna call me 4 times, he keeps saying he coming, and then I'm getting ready to go and he pull up outside or whatever the case. My telephone thing could get kind of crazy, and my wife has gotten on me a few times about that. Watch how you're talking to people on the phone, okay? Listen attentively to your customers' complaints. And that is so imperative, not only their complaints, but we just need to, you know, we are more than barber stylists. We are more than nail tech professionals. We are more than massage therapists. We carry a lot of hats in our role. We're counselors. We're all kind of things. And we need to make sure that we listen when we need to listen, and whatever it is that we need to say, we need to make sure that we heard what that person said so that we have the right things to say. Talking intelligently about your work. I tell my young barbers coming out of school now, you know, learn all this other stuff. Learn about skin diseases. Learn about hair and scalp diseases, so that when you run across these and you can explain stuff, that makes confidence. That gives people confidence in your abilities to service them. Is that it, Ms. Lightfoot? Okay. What do you hear as a value of each? That's a question for some of you guys. Anybody want to speak on it or speak to that? You can. But I think that we have to be serious. We have to be serious about our business in these days and times. Okay, we must be serious about our business. I think that we must make sure that we take care of our physical health. We must make sure that we take care of our mental health. Okay, and we must make sure that we take care of the health of our business by doing all the things that are necessary for us to be successful, for us to make sure that we're being safe. Okay, successful, safe, and I wish I had another S word to give you, and I give it to you. But you get my gist of it. You get my gist of it. Let's in this coronavirus season, let's look at the good that came out of it. Let's not just look at the bad. I think that there has been a whole lot of good. I think it has brought us back to the basics of what we should be doing as barber stylists professionals, as hairstylist professionals, as nail tech professionals, as a professional in any business for my virtual people. I think that this coronavirus season has really woke us up and has put us back on point on the things that we should have been doing anyway. Any final comments from any of our guests or Mr. Lightfoot?
No, no. If we, if, we'll definitely allow anyone else who may have any comments. But I was thinking, first and foremost, I want to thank, I want to call her Dr. Linda and Mr. Wade for blessing us this evening and blessing all the listeners who will be receiving this link and will be watching this video at a later date. When you were talking, Wade, I was thinking about, you said successful, safe, and the word that popped into my mind was supportive. And I think
Wow.
that's something that U.P.B.C.A. has been. That's something that will continue to be in our industry, is supportive in providing anyone who will listen to what we're trying to do and provide the information, education, informing our industry is one of our priorities of the United Professional Barbers and Cosmetologists Association. We do it for free. We've been blessed. One of the things also that's come out of COVID is this whole virtual world that many of us was not aware of. I never even heard of Zoom until COVID hit, and then we know that there's so many others, Ring Central and so many other virtual platforms that they have. And so this has opened up another opportunity for us to be able to share information to a broader group of individuals and people. And we're also grateful for that. So supportive is something else that I think, as being safe and successful. And I'm grateful for all of the tools, because I consider them tools that you've given us this evening, tools to help care for ourselves. Oftentimes we're caring for others in that supportive role, but then we need to be caring for ourselves. And they say charity begins at home. If we can't help other people if we yet can't help ourselves. So the more healthier we are, the more mentally, physically, and spiritually healthy we are, the more mentally and physically, spiritually we can help other people be in this time. Because we know that mental health is real. We had conversations. That was one of our chop talks we had just last month. And thank you, Erica, for bringing that on board. And we just know that, especially now that we're seeing people that are going through a lot of things and they're coming into our shops, and now we can help them unpack some of that stuff and begin to deal with it. But then it also brings on a lot of added stress to us. So now we have some tools in our toolbox that we can use to relieve some of that stress. So I'm just grateful for you guys this evening. And I open up the floor for any final comments before we let you go this evening. But I will be, this link will be shared on our website, www.upbca.org. I will be sending it out very shortly to individuals so that you guys will be able to post, and then you'll probably receive it in our Thursday weekly newsletter that comes out that Dr. Djambe will be sending out on this week. So again, if there's no other comments, I want to thank all of our board members who attended with us today, Dr. DJ, Erica, I think we had Dr. Lauren Mentor on, Ms. Dina, all of you. Brother Rich, you got some final comments for us, my brother?
I just with the online thing, I just think that another thing that barbers aren't talking about and need to start talking about or just start thinking about with COVID and all the guidelines and having to be more sanitary and using what we already had in place more diligently. Other phone calls that I'm getting, not from my customers, but I'm getting phone calls from maybe one-time customers or old customers that have, have pushed for for another reason. I mean, phone calls now or getting contacted now from them about the barber they go to is not up to the guidelines. So I'm not open. So I have conversations with customers, ask what's going on, who, what the barbershop is. Maybe I have conversations with them. but that's another thing that is going to affect our business. So it's good that you talked about professionalism tonight, and the things that you talked about. Just want to add on that another conversation. The barbers that get it, we definitely reach out to the barbers that aren't there yet. That might not realize it. A lot of barbers just went back to business, and maybe it was overwhelmed due to the guideline, or maybe they wanted to get at work so fast they didn't put a lot of things in place that they want to put it in place as it go. But it is affecting their business. I've talked to quite a few, think everybody's barbershop name, but some of the customers I had some pictures where they get their hair cut at. So it's like their business. And I think that, that's definitely a conversation barbers do get it, have with other barbers. And that goes on being support also.
All right, brother. I caught majority of what you said. You were breaking up quite a bit there. But we appreciate, everyone. And we're so grateful for what people, it's okay, brother. We thank you for coming on in. And we want to let people know that, our next U.P.B.C.A. Shop Talk will be next month. And we want you to join in with us. We'll have another great topic for you again. Keep tuning in with us. We're going to keep it coming. We're going to keep it rolling. We got more information to continue to share. Once again, thank you to the Davis family, tag team family, for providing such a great information to us. We're so grateful. It was a great presentation, very helpful information, very timely too, and we appreciate you. So without any further ado, we're going to sign off, ladies and gentlemen. Have a good night. Protect your circle. Stay safe. All right. God bless you. Love you.
Bye, everyone. All right.
Wonderful.